What does love mean to you? It's a tricky question to ask, and it's a very difficult one to answer because, generally speaking, our understanding of love is defined by how well we've been loved or how badly we've been loved throughout our lives. But generally speaking, what I'd say is there's two extreme spectrums. There's one that's quite shallow and one that sounds quite deep. On the shallow end, you kind of capture it perfectly in a conversation with a teenager who has their first crush, right? They'll say, I love them. And the instant reaction, and as anyone over the age of 18 tends to go, you don't even know them. How can you say you love them? That's something quite different. That tends to be the shallow end, but a deeper end might be to talk about love as this willingness to stand in the breach for someone, to put yourself in harm's way to protect someone. Any of you who have children will know this to some extent, the willingness to put your life on the line to protect that child, the willingness to do anything to ensure their safety. That's love. But I think there's more to love than that, and it's not easily captured. Love motivates so many of our actions, but we don't always understand what it is. And from a Christian perspective, the story I tend to tell to speak a little bit about what love means is actually the story of the Garden of Eden. It's a strange one to capture this story, but go with me. The story of the Garden of Eden has these two characters, Adam and Eve, and after a moment in which they very clearly disobey a direct command not to eat a piece of fruit, the first thing that they do is to go and grab fig leaves and sew them together. And in the process, they hide their nakedness, which is really just biblical language for hiding their shame. They have become ashamed of themselves, and they can't stand before God uncovered because they carry this sense of shame. In a way, love is a moment when you can undo the sewing of the fig leaves of your life. When you don't feel like you have to hide who you are from the people around you. When you don't have to hide who you are from the person that you love. When you can be vulnerable and open and genuinely state how you feel and how you are and who you are, that is a relationship in which you are loved. Now, love can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Obviously, another element of the Christian story is in the knowledge of what Jesus did on the cross. We believe that Jesus went to the cross for us, in our stead. John 15, one of the Gospels in which we read the story of Jesus, says, greater love has no man than to lay down his life for his friends. And in Jesus, we believe he laid down his life for his enemies. How could you possibly have greater love or a greater witness of love than that? So that's something of what love means to us. What does love mean to you? We want to hear it. If you post your caption, your video, your story, whatever it is that you want to post that tells us something about what love is to you, and tag us at Taradale Anglican Church, you go in the draw for one of our great prizes. Hopefully in the sharing of that, you can know some of the community love that is out there as well.